The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome to another edition of TVWAN News. I'm Jasmine Irujak. In this edition, Bougainville government in high-level discussions, 16 climate projects proposed, and that titles in impressive start. The autonomous Bougainville government will be conducting talks surrounding ongoing political consultations for Bougainville's future and the settlement of its 97.7% pro-independence referendum, crucial for determining future relations with Papua New Guinea and international partners. The conference will take place in Port Moresby tomorrow. The autonomous Bougainville government will be conducting talks surrounding ongoing political consultations for Bougainville's future and the settlement of its 97.7% pro-independence referendum, crucial for determining future relations with Papua New Guinea and international partners. The conference will take place in Port Moresby tomorrow.
The autonomous Bougainville government will be conducting talks surrounding ongoing political consultations for Bougainville's future and the settlement of its 97.7% pro-independence referendum, crucial for determining future relations with Papua New Guinea and international partners. The conference will take place in Port Moresby tomorrow, Wednesday, 2nd July. The ABG highlights that the conference seeks to evaluate development partner investment in Bougainville through two key areas of high-level strategic frameworks influencing development program designs and the actual delivery of these programs to determine their sustainability. The conference is supported by both the national government and the ABG. It is emphasized that the conference aims to reshape development cooperation to be strategic, impactful, and supportive of Bougainville's self-determined goals. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
The National Capital District, Provincial Health Authority, and Business for Health Papua New Guinea have formalized a partnership through the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding aimed at strengthening disease prevention, health promotion, and the management of tuberculosis, HIV, and non-communicable diseases in workplaces and communities across the NCD. This collaboration supports national health priorities, including the National Department of Health strategies to eliminate TB and HIV, expand immunization and family planning, and reduce the impact of preventable diseases while promoting workplace health and safety. Police have arrested the owner of a fake medical drug company for misappropriating 5 million kina. Police investigation revealed that the monies was misapplied without being spent on the intended purpose.
The owner of New Guinea Biomed, a fake medical company, is being investigated for the alleged misappropriation of 5 million kina meant for COVID-19 research and testing. The alleged payment of 5 million kina in 2022 by the National AIDS Council Secretariat was distributed to New Guinea Biomed, owned by Dr. Bomai Karenga and other scientists and medical doctors to procure drugs and repurpose for COVID-19 treatment and to create a database for similar pandemics.
We have come up with a new strategy, actually quickly come up with what would have otherwise taken 3 to 4 years to actually come up with this possible combinations or drugs.
However, Director National Anti-Fraud and Corruption Directorate Robert Volo said that the monies was not used for the intended purpose. Police alleged that in August 2022, Dr. Karenga took advantage of the pandemic in 2019 and registered the fake company for scientific research on COVID-19 drugs. It was also reported that Dr. Karenga then submitted a proposal to the National Executive Council. The national government accepted the proposal and approved 10.2 million kina to conduct research and testing of COVID-19 drugs. Mr. Volo said in 2022, the national government allocated 5 million kina to the National AIDS Council Secretariat Trust account for the company to use. He said Dr. Bomai then instructed the Secretariat to pay the funds into accounts of nominated payees for services unrelated to research and testing of COVID-19 drugs. Mr. Volo said police investigations uncovered the unrelated expenditures, which include legal bills, hire costs, creditors, and individuals not related to the COVID-19 scientific research. This led to Dr. Karenga's arrest. The NAFCD director anticipates arresting more of those who participated in the alleged crime.
Prime Minister James Marape has appealed to the international community to act urgently and decisively in preserving the world's forests and oceans, describing them as the lungs and lifeline of our planet. He made this call during his address at the 42nd meeting of the Green Climate Fund Board held in Port Moresby yesterday. When welcoming global climate leaders to Papua New Guinea, Prime Minister Marape highlighted PNG's ecological and cultural significance, stating that the country holds 6 to 7% of the world's biodiversity. He said PNG is a nation rich in biodiversity and culture, home to more than 800 distinct languages and cultural groups, alongside thousands of endemic species found nowhere else. Prime Minister Marape stressed that countries like PNG must be supported for preserving them, not pressured to exploit them, and that it is no longer acceptable for wealthier nations to make pledges without follow-through. The Prime Minister called for direct and accessible climate financing to incentivize protection rather than exploitation. The Green Climate Fund is holding its 42nd board meeting in Port Moresby. The GCF Secretariat has proposed a slate of 19 climate projects to the board for consideration, amounting to a total of $1.3 billion in potential GCF funding. Proposed projects under consideration include GCF's first ever single country projects in Oman, Mauritania, St. Lucia, and the host country Papua New Guinea.
The Green Climate Fund represents a significant innovation in global climate finance and governance. The fund supports projects that help countries adapt to and mitigate climate change, with a focus on those most affected and least responsible for the crisis. The 42nd GCF board meeting being held in Port Moresby is significant, as this is the first time in nearly a decade that a Pacific Island country has done so. At the opening of the meeting yesterday, Prime Minister James Marape in his address told the board that the GCF is a trusted and valued partner to PNG, thanking them for the continued support and recognition. As a founding member of the Coalition for Rainforest Nations, Marape highlighted that PNG has been instrumental in the development of global mechanisms on reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation, and were among the first countries to submit both the forest emissions reference level and the nationally determined contributions to the UNFCCC. Following the commencement of the board meeting, GCF has approved projects worth more than $300 million that will protect forests in PNG, promote sustainable fisheries in St. Lucia, and help grow Africa's Great Green Wall. Meantime, Prime Minister Marape, in his remarks yesterday, stated that establishing regional support structures is equally critical. The country needs the technical capacity on the ground to fully understand the priorities of the GCF's partners to unlock climate investment and to strengthen the ability of countries to access and manage these vital resources. Mary Silla Kellerton, TV1 News.
The Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Sector Reform and Service Delivery is intensifying its efforts to ensure robust governance and accountability across government authorities, with a particular focus on Papua New Guinea's vital forestry, minerals and fisheries sectors. The committee expressed its satisfaction with Papua New Guinea Forest Authority's decision to re-engage the services of SGS Limited. The chairman of the Special Parliamentary Committee on Public Sector Reform and Service Delivery, Gary Joffa, said this is a positive step by the national government to seriously address good governance within the forestry sector, a critical element necessary for PNG to avoid being placed on the grey list.
This is a very key element necessary for Papua New Guinea so that it stays off the grey list, so to speak. These good governance mechanisms such as this in the forestry sector. We will still pursue the inquiry. We have sent a notice to the PNG forest sector for further information in regards to their operations, in regards to the fact that the TOS Barnett inquiry and the SABL inquiry had made serious recommendations which we feel have not been adequately implemented. So this inquiry will continue as we look at how the government will implement its statement or its commitment to ban round log exports.
This is TV1 News. After the break, PNG UOT celebrates the accreditation of its academic programs.
What would you say to 6 months free bonus credit? Wowee! That's right. Get the Wowee 4G LTE smartphone from Digicel and you'll enjoy 35 Kina bonus credit every month for 6 months, plus a whopping 50 gigs of data and 60 minutes free talk for 7 days. Hurry! Get your Wowee 4G LTE smartphone for only 199 Kina at a Digicel store or agent today and say Wowee to a total of 210 Kina free credit. Only with Digicel.
TV1 Online has replaced Loop PNG, and with one click on tv1.com.pg, you can stay connected to PNG's breaking news, top stories, international news, and the latest sporting action. Don't miss out. Visit tv1.com.pg and bookmark to your home screen to stay in the know wherever you are in PNG. TV1 Online, the news source you can trust, just one click away.
It's a race against time. When the tide slips away, sea creatures become exposed. Some escape to deeper waters. Others are trapped and stalked by predators of every stripe, including us. 13 Hours to Survive, 2-part series premiere, 12th July on Love Nature.
Monday 9:30, Derek Bury is back.
It smells like a violin full of old dentures.
And on the The hunt for rusted relics.
Ah, yes! 47 Studebaker. The 68 Thunderbird. It's the El Camino. Woo! Nail it! Wow! Yes! Come on, bring the thunder.
Roadworthy Rescue starts Monday 9:30 on Turbo.
If we can take a bucket of gold back to him, put a smile on a dying man's face, he truly believes that this place is the next big thing.
Can you imagine how much gold we're standing on top of?
This is the biggest weigh-in I've ever done. Holy crap.
Ah! That's a chunk! Now we're cooking with gas.
New episodes, Aussie Gold Hunters, starts Thursday, July 10 on Discovery.
I just want to be successful. But who'll hire a college dropout like me?
If you need anything, just call me.
You think I'm doing this just for me? I'm not!
I am the head of this family. If you do not like it, the door is wide open.
Why don't you just die?
I'm arresting you for the murder of Xander Sagrado III.
Sir, I didn't do it.
You accuse Frank because he's poor. He didn't commit the crime. I will not let Frank rot in jail. We will fight.
That family ruined our life, and you still want to work for them?
Thanks for staying with us. The government is planning to set up an industrial facility used to process mineral ore in pure metal or metal alloys. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru announced this recently, adding that this would be good for processing PNG copper. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru recently announced the government's plans to establish a smelter in Lae SEZ, Morbe Province. A smelter is an industrial facility where metal is extracted from its ore by using heat and a chemical reducing agent. The process is called smelting, and it's a key part of the metal production process, especially for metals like iron, copper, lead, zinc, silver, and gold. This initiative aims to enhance the country's minerals processing capabilities and promote local value addition. The proposed smelter is expected to create numerous job opportunities for the local community and stimulate economic growth in the country.
Also looking at the possibility of a downstream processing facility like a smelter. Why shouldn't we process all our copper in Papua New Guinea? If the Indonesians can do it, why can't we do it? And Lae Port is a potential port for this facility. And I'll be working within government to get a study done, and hopefully with a smelter from another country to see whether it's viable for us to have one in Lae, and in particular within UHZ.
By establishing a smelting facility within Papua New Guinea, the government intends to reduce reliance on exporting raw materials and increase the local processing of resources. This move aligns with the broader strategy to maximize the benefits of the country's mineral wealth and provide a boost to the domestic economy. Maru has also commended that Lae must have reliable power, water, sewage, and more to be viable as a special economic zone.
So I want to stress to your chairman and to yourself, CEO, to have an AGZ, you must have reliable power, and you need to factor that in your plan. Because most people will come into your AGZ if they know they can be guaranteed power every day instead of the constant blackouts in Lae. So that's something for the board and your management to think about.
Minister Maru also highlighted that setting up the smelter is part of the government's commitment to attracting foreign investment and fostering sustainable development in the mining sector. The initiative is also expected to contribute to the development of related industries and infrastructure in Lae, potentially turning the city into a regional hub for mineral processing. Furthermore, Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru shared that the government is keen to work with PNG Ports Corporation and will provide support with planning of Lae Special Economic Zone.
So we are excited about your AGZ. We are ready to support you. We are ready to give the fiscal incentives provided you've got all the utilities, including power, and you're ready No, I want to challenge the board and management to think about this. How do you make it more attractive? Because we will certainly give the incentives to support you. You just make it attractive. So even those who are not within the AGZ can decide to relocate to your AGZ. All you have to do is make it attractive. You do that by providing reliable water, power, and they'll be there. And we'll give the incentives, so there's no question about that.
The recent Oil Palm Festival of Arts and Culture at Kapore in Nakanai District was given some empowering sentiments. Chief Executive Officer of New Britain Palm Oil, Nick Mustafa, emphasized that culture should never be hidden or apologized for, as it serves as a vital source of strength and pride for communities.
The recent Oil Palm Festival of Arts and Culture at Kapore in Nakanai District of West New Britain Province was highly commended because of its cultural significance. During her address, Chief Executive Officer of New Britain Palm Oil Limited, Nick Mustafa, articulated how cultural heritage connects individuals to their roots and plays a crucial role in shaping the future. Madam Mustafa's remarks resonated with attendees, highlighting the festival's role not just in celebrating the oil palm industry, but also in honoring the rich traditions and customs of the local communities.
Festival of Arts and Culture is more than just an event. It is a celebration of identity, diversity, and shared resilience for the people of West Britain, especially the oil palm growing communities. This is a time together, reconnect, and proudly display the dances, crafts, and traditions that have traveled with us from our home provinces or even passed down from our ancestors. And the festival is also something that offers us a very rare, a stage for different cultures to be seen, to be heard, and to be valued equally in a province as diverse as West Britain. This matters deeply.
Madam Mustafa's comments reflects a growing recognition of the importance of integrating cultural elements within agricultural events, fostering a sense of identity and belonging among participants. The festival showcased a variety of cultural performances, art exhibits, and local crafts, reinforcing the idea that culture and agriculture can coexist harmoniously and thrive together.
Culture is not something to be hidden or apologized for. It is a strength and pride. It connects us to where we come from and helps shape where we are going. And it's obvious, I am no Papua New Guinea. I'm from Malaysia. I hail from Malaysia. I'm proud of Malaysia. But more importantly, I am very proud to be part of the Papua New Guinean culture, to be here and to be calling Papua New Guinea my home. Now West Britain is my home, but back in 2022, New Ireland was my home. Lakarumau compound in New Ireland province was my home, and I fell in love with Papua New Guinea, and things that I think everybody in this place should be very, very proud of your heritage.
As the festival continues to grow, it serves as a platform for cultural expression and unity, celebrating the heritage that informs the present and inspires the future. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, Joseph de Cruz, has affirmed that West New Britain is one of the premier regions in the world for oil palm production. His remarks highlighted the quality of oil produced in his province and emphasized the importance of sustainable practices within the industry.
During the recent Oil Palm Festival in Kimbe, Chief Executive Officer of the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, or RSPO, Joseph de Cruz, emphasized that the practices adopted by local producers not only contribute to high-quality oil, but also ensure environmental sustainability and social responsibility. He acknowledged the efforts of farmers and companies in West New Britain to adhere to sustainable guidelines which aim to balance economic growth with ecological preservation and community benefits.
If you want to build that industry, you have to build that industry to continue being the best in the world. That is why our friends from NG4 always talk about we have to follow this system. We have to show we can continue to be the best in the world. I know it is difficult. We have many farmers here who want to grow, who want to follow the process, and it takes a very long time. There are many problems, many challenges. One of the reasons I came here today, or I'm here this week, is to sit down and listen to the landowners who are trying to also grow palm, also become part of RSPO, so we can try to see how we can work together to make this happen as quickly as possible.
The festival served as an important platform for discussing the future of palm oil cultivation, promoting sustainable methods that can be adopted by farmers globally. By fostering dialogue among stakeholders, including farmers, industry leaders, and local communities, the cruise's presence highlighted the ongoing commitment to making palm oil a sustainable product, reinforcing West New Britain's status as a significant player in the global market.
I will not make the rules bend a little bit, because here in West New Britain, you have already shown you can meet the highest rules in the world. That is what it means when you have smallholders who say, we are SPO. You are saying, we produce in a way that is as good or better than any other oil palm farmer in the world. And I believe West New Britain needs to protect that. But we can also work with other landowners, other growers, to help them join the RSPO family. And that is what my colleagues Hardy, my colleagues in NB Call, and myself are committed to trying to do. That is the work we want to do.
His affirmation of West New Britain's quality production and sustainable practices echoes with both local pride and global efforts to ensure that palm oil can be produced sustainably, benefiting communities and the environment alike. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The Kina closed unchanged at $0.2427 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2351 $0.3544 Australian dollars, $0.1913 euro, and 33.46 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee and crude oil closed lower, gold, cocoa, and copper closed higher, and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues when we return. Stay tuned.
David used to text me every day.
Not like Natalie to just leave her phone somewhere.
I knew something was wrong.
Uncover 21st century murder investigations through digital footprints.
GPS coordinates show him at the murder scene.
We have you creating email accounts, social media profiles, the fingers pointing right at you.
From first click to final conviction.
My baby's finally got some justice.
Murder in the 21st.
I must be feeling the pressure now. This is when your mind can play games.
Quiet, please.
But this
is Wimbledon.
You've never been here? No, this is my first time.
I'm not an animal, I'm just somebody that came to jail real quick.
First time, I'm scared, but I'm trying to be cool about it.
You guys are gonna get all your legs and arms broken.
I shouldn't be here.
They weren't really taking the whole process very serious.
Yes!
It's been a long night.
Booked first day in.
How did pandas go from obscure creatures to being a global sensation?
Panda is the best ambassador you can imagine.
And how have these cuddly-looking creatures helped China build ties with the rest of the world?
If China gives you pandas, there is a strong signal that you are a very strategic ally to China.
If this was the beginning of a monster movie, that would be the monster being born.
It's moving like a liquid, but it also has internal movement.
I feel like that sound is an alarm.
The strange light shows prompted a flurry of UFO reports. What exactly am I looking at?
New season, Weird Earth, starts tonight, 9:30 on Discovery.
In a world where ambition rules, meet Secretary Kim, the woman flawlessly running Vice President Brendan Castillo's day.
My resignation letter.
Secretary Kim!
Sorry.
As he fights to keep her, they begin to uncover more than sparks.
What's wrong with Secretary Kim?
Season premieres Monday, 28 July at 9 p.m. on TVWAN+.
Thanks for staying with us. In Madang Province, Yal Cocoa Farmers Cooperative in the Upper Ramu District were happy recipients of 20,000 kina from the Madang provincial government to assist with their operations.
Governor for Madang Ramsey Pariwa presented the check to the chairman of the Yal Cocoa Farmers Cooperative, Marcel Gisaidu, and witnessed by his secretary, Paul Asaraip, and treasurer Bix Pitiep. The executives of the Farmers Cooperative were invited to the governor's office at the Madang Provincial Government's Sebato Bulletin Office Complex.
Lisla thinking like snappy myself, me thinking so. Lantin now with like look less. Migla bahat lo panin mo. Siling lo kakao go look less. Lo planning. Iron carry lo murna so. Kam lo bilbil. So me organizing this la group now. Pantem all 10 man best. Migla working this la work in 2020. Migla clean area.
The financial assistance to the rural farmers in Transgogol is fulfilling a commitment made by Governor Pariwa when he visited Yal last year to officiate a financial literacy training graduation. On behalf of more than 1,000 members, Yal Cocoa Farmers Cooperative Chairman Gisaidu thanked Governor Pariwa for the invitation to receive the check at his office. Gisaidu said it was a privilege for them to enter the office of the governor and to have an audience with him is something special. He said Yal Cocoa Farmers Cooperative was formed in 2000 with 10 members to establish a central cocoa nursery to supply farmers in Ward 6. Transgogol LLG aims to get rural farmers more into cash crop production to sustain their rural economic livelihood. He said in 2014, he was assisted by a cocoa exporting company, Outspan, with 5,000 polybags, which his members utilized to set up a nursery at Yal. These funds are a portion of the 1.2 million kina Governor Pariwa allocated for the cocoa nursery rollout program to all 6 districts in Madang Province. However, this is not sufficient, especially with the current demands by rural farmers to grow cocoa, particularly with the higher price being offered. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
In regional news, the ACT will become the only jurisdiction in Australia to raise the age a child can be held responsible for a crime to 14. The move has been applauded by experts and advocates who say locking up kids only entrenches crime. But already stretched services say they'll struggle to support the children diverted their way.
Joe Hedges' gym is a haven for kids who've fallen off track.
Boxing's all about discipline, it's about respect, it's about working hard. If you can develop those here in the ring, you can take those out into life. Good, buddy, good.
Over 2 decades of coaching, he's learnt the power of diverting children from the criminal justice system.
Young people don't belong in custody, young people belong with their family, they belong in the community, they belong at school.
The ACT will make history tomorrow by increasing the age of criminal responsibility to 14. Instead of facing charges, young people will be referred to a therapeutic support panel to help address the causes of their behaviour. There'll be exceptions for the most serious crimes, including murder and specific sexual offences.
Criminalising young children really does no one any good. It doesn't help the children. In fact, it harms the children, but also it doesn't keep communities any safer.
Elsewhere in Australia, offenders as young as 10 can be locked up, and the political appetite to change that has largely disappeared.
The ACT government is to be commended for, frankly, having such courage to push through in the face of a drag from other larger states in the opposite direction.
Queensland recently introduced adult crime, adult time laws.
Zero tolerance now!
The Northern Territory has lowered the age of criminal responsibility from 12 to 10. And Victoria has backflipped on its pledge to raise the age to 14.
I would hope that pushing through the growing pains of this process, perhaps there's a beacon for other states to be courageous as well.
The ACT government says the Territory is well prepared for the change and there are no service gaps for ACT policing. It's confirmed the Safer Youth Response Service will start offering after-hours support, taking crisis referrals from police. Community organisations know their programs can make a difference to troubled kids, but are worried about already stretched wait lists.
223 young people just in that age group alone. Through policing, they've actually said we're going to get slammed with referrals, and I'm like, well, what? For a wait list? They're going to go on a wait list.
It's a great change to raise that age, but what we need to see is that investment back into the community, and particularly for programs and services like the ones we run.
Coming out swinging for more funding, so young people don't fall through the cracks.
The Queensland Nurses and Midwives Union says it's being gaslit by the state government after pay negotiations broke down. The union warns further strike action is imminent as the government insists it's made a fair and nation-leading wage offer.
Relations between the government and nurses and midwives is on life support.
We will not be gaslit and we will not be taken for fools.
I want nurses to know that they're respected and they're valued. I want them to know that we are determined to give nation-leading pay and conditions.
Talks broke down last week, with the union claiming the state backflipped.
Everything we thought that had been previously agreed within the last 2 weeks of negotiation was off the table. The reasoning behind this sudden about-face remains unclear.
The union is demanding an increase of 13% over 3 years. The government has offered 11.
We want to see more nurses join the profession. It's a calling. They should be respected and they will be. Now, in any negotiation, there'll always be differing points of view.
David Crisafulli said that he respects public servants, but these offers show his words mean nothing.
The government has until Wednesday to agree, or the union says it will ramp up its strike action next week.
It will be disruptive, more disruptive than stage 1, and it will involve nurses and midwives refusing to perform some of their normal tasks or accept some new tasks that do not directly involve direct clinical care.
Meantime, the government is also clashing with its Victorian counterpart over the GST carve-up. Queensland claims it's paying for Victoria's pandemic policy failures and has been shortchanged on Commonwealth transport funding.
It's just bullshit, right? The Queensland budget's black hole, their $8 billion plus black hole, has got nothing to do with the circumstances here in Victoria.
On the brown snake, we got 4 million visitors. On the Yarra, no one's catching it. And yet they get nearly double the funding of GST than what Queensland does for ferries.
While the rest of the country freezes, the tropical north is enjoying dry, warm days without a cloud in sight. To entice tourists to hang around a bit longer than the peak top-end season, millions of dollars have been spent to expand Litchfield National Park by tens of thousands of hectares, opening it up to year-round camping, swimming and four-wheel driving.
Adventures await, just 90 minutes from Darwin. Litchfield National Park is set to expand almost half the size of Singapore following the NT government's $7.5 million move to bring more of the bush into public hands.
This portion of land has hundreds of kilometres of four-wheel drive track, gorges, waterfalls, places for rock climbing, bird watching, for people to camp.
A boost for the Territory lifestyle.
Sounds like every Territorian's dream, right?
The government also hoping this new stretch of wilderness will be a tourism lifeline during the monsoon months.
You can go mid-monsoon up through river crossings all the way up and camp mid-wet season, which is pretty rare in Darwin.
Having somewhere we can access all year round means that we're going to address the seasonality problem we've got.
The Northern Territory saw a boost in tourism over the first quarter of this year compared to last year, while nearly all other parts of Australia saw a dip. But nationally, data shows people are travelling less and spending less. And these tourists say the wet season is a hard sell.
We've come from South Australia, where it's 15 degrees to get some sun on our backs, so I don't like humidity, and in your wet season it's beautiful weather at home.
I prefer coming up from Melbourne where it's 13 degrees to 30 plus degrees.
Local business owner Lisa Richards hoping the multi-million deal will pay off, with sales lagging so far this year.
It's a good thing, but I don't know, I don't know how. We need like a Bali vibe, we need like maybe a beach club.
The area is accessible now, but it will still be a couple of years before official campsites and swimming spots are open.
Australia's lung cancer screening program for heavy smokers kicks off this month. It aims to reduce deaths from the disease, which is the nation's worst cancer killer, taking around 9,000 lives a year. The national trial aims to see if more people would benefit from screening, including non-smokers.
Art has been a constant comfort for Nicole Ives in tough times. Her husband Michael died in 2021 from esophageal cancer. Months later, she went into hospital with appendicitis, and a scan led to a chance finding.
They'd found a lump in my lung.
It was early-stage lung cancer, a shock for the healthy non-smoker.
Had you had any symptoms? No, no symptoms whatsoever.
Smoking is the leading cause of lung cancer, but other contributors include air pollution and occupational hazards.
Lung cancer is the biggest cause of cancer deaths in Australia and around the world.
After many years in the making, Australia's targeted lung cancer screening program has started.
We're very fortunate, one of the few countries where this national program will be rolled out.
But not everyone is eligible for the bulk billed scans. The program is open to heavy current or former smokers aged between 50 and 70.
But 1 in 3 women who develop lung cancer have never smoked. For men, the figure is 1 in 10. So doctors have started a large trial to see if there's evidence more people should qualify for screening.
Researchers aim to recruit 3,000 participants, including never or light smokers who'll have a low-dose CT scan.
We're trying to advance the knowledge by finding out who else will benefit.
It's hoped 1,000 Indigenous Australians will take part as they're at higher risk.
Twice as likely to develop and die from lung cancer.
Firefighters are another vulnerable group because of their exposure to toxins.
My suggestion and my hope would be that all firefighters, whether you be full-time, part-time or volunteer, would be able to access free screening.
The lung screen trial will take up to 3 years to complete.
So we have to make sure that the benefits outweigh the harms and it's affordable and can be feasible and practical in our health care system.
Nicole Ives is now cancer-free, grateful for the lucky discovery of her tumour.
Oh, absolutely saved my life.
Back home, engineering graduates from the Papua New Guinea University of Technology in Lae are now able to work anywhere in the world without the need to undergo additional assessments. PNG UOT celebrated the accreditation of all 5 of its academic programs under the Faculty of Engineering on Monday, June the 30th.
The atmosphere at the Papua New Guinea University of Technology in Lae on Monday, June 30th was a mixture of pride, enthusiasm, relief and satisfaction. The Taraka campus looked pristine as it welcomed local and international visitors to join PNG UOT as it celebrated the accreditation of all 5 of its academic programs under the Faculty of Engineering. The programs were accredited by Engineers Australia under the prestigious Washington Accord following a comprehensive review in September 2024. The journey to offer globally recognized engineering degrees with honors to PNG UOT graduates started in 2017 and came to a successful close on December 18, 2024, when its courses were granted full accreditation by Engineers Australia. In a press briefing before the main event, Chancellor Sam Coim said this is not just an achievement for the university, but also for PNG, as PNG UOT is the first institution in the Pacific to have its engineering courses on par with the rest of the world.
This is a very important moment not only for the university and the students who are going to be graduating from the 5 engineering courses, but also for the country as we are turning 50 years old. We reflect on what we've achieved and what we are capable of achieving, and I think this is a very good milestone, and that would not have been possible without the active participation and involvement of the management, the Vice Chancellor and the senior management, the academic staff, and the industry.
Minister for Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Kino Kafeo, said PNG UOT's accreditation is one of the top 3 events that will be highlighted by his ministry in commemoration of PNG's 50th independence anniversary.
So for us, that fits in well with the 50th anniversary of Papua New Guinea. And my continual demand, so to speak, to all our universities and colleges to increase access and improve quality. And Unitec, I'm proud and happy, and thank you for the strong leadership, Vice Chancellor and Chancellor. You know, it had to start with the leadership, and for you both to provide a strong leadership, and for the supporting team to work together to achieve this milestone achievement is a testament to your leadership and to the combined effort of everyone involved.
Minister Feo said this achievement should serve as a stepping stone towards continuous improvement for PNG UOT, while other tertiary institutions in the country need to step up as well. Kamala Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
You're watching TVWAN News. Next in sports, NCD Dart Association hails tournament a success.
Did you know that you can get the latest updates on what's happening on the DTV app? 1. Open the DTV app. 2. Go to the profile on the upper right-hand corner of your screen and scroll down to push notifications. 3. Turn it on and you're good to receive notifications on the latest sports, TV series and movies. DTV, your TV on the go.
24-hour service. Always there when we need them the most. They risk their lives to save mine. They are ordinary people doing extraordinary things. They are our everyday heroes. St. John Ambulance, trusted to care.
Away from one, and another, and then sends a miracle ball out the side for Thomas, who goes to Pakeho.
David used to text me every day.
Not like Natalie to just leave her phone somewhere.
I knew something was wrong.
Uncover 21st century murder investigations through digital footprints.
GPS coordinates show him at the murder scene.
We have you creating email accounts, social media profiles, the fingers pointing right at you.
From first click to final conviction.
My baby's finally got some justice.
Murder in the 21st.
First and exclusive.
I got called for jury duty. The Kendall Carter case.
What are you telling me?
Baby, I didn't hit a deer.
If we're gonna do this, we gotta do it right.
What's the plan?
Be creative.
Destroy the flash drive. Kill everyone who knows about it.
Let's cause some damage.
What's that thing like?
Daddy, are we gonna die?
First and exclusive. All new on Saturdays.
It's a race against time. When the tide slips away, sea creatures become exposed. Some escape to deeper waters. Others are trapped and stalked by predators of every stripe, including us. 13 hours to survive on Love Nature.
You can watch in highlight slot Wednesday, 2nd July, 8 p.m. on TVWAN.
Welcome back. The 5th Champion of Champions national dart titles ended the second day on a high note, with dart action in full swing from Port Moresby, base teams and the outside centres giving their best shot. With 16 participating teams, the president of the host association, National Capital District Darts Association, Anthony Caleb, praised those participating in the week-long tournament.
The PNG National Darts Title 2025 has been a much-anticipated event for darts enthusiasts and followers after a successful tournament in Lae in 2023. The NCD Darts Association President Anthony Caleb said they have put in a lot of effort into hosting a big tournament, and the last 2 days have achieved the results of their hard work.
Having the privilege to experience the previous COC and being given the privilege to host one, we've tried our best to, I guess, set the standard. That's more or less what we've tried to do over the last few years as an association. So we've tried to set a standard where, teams can just come and participate without having to worry about admin issues, technical issues.
The Port Moresby Darts Association president further said the competition has lit up with half of the 16 participating clubs traveling into Port Moresby for the tournament.
We have a total of 16 teams from various associations throughout the country. Popaneta, Kimbe, Arabs sent 2 teams, to name a few, home darts, NCD. The 16 teams are divided into 2 pools, so they'll be playing a round robin over the next 4 or 5 days, and from there they go into the finals.
When asked about the winning prize money, Caleb said he has no idea about how much the winning team will get and indicated that the champions of champion officials will decide the prize. But he indicated the winning team will take out a good prize.
I'm hoping that, at the end of this 5th COC, we should be able to see some clubs, teams walking away with some good prize money, or whatever it is that the federation, is able to provide in recognition of their skill and their talent.
The NCDDA president believes this tournament sets a benchmark for the next COC tournaments to come, so that the darts is fairly promoted all across the country. The last National Darts title, or COC, was held in Lae in 2023, where Tioli Darts Club of Port Moresby Darts Association won the title. The COC happens every 2 years, and it is a PNG Darts Federation sanctioned tournament. Rex Lita, TVWAN Sports.
In local dart news, sports in Port Moresby is alive this week as the NCD Darts Association play host to PNG's 5th Champions of Champions Darts Tournament. Top darts teams from around the country are in the capital to show their darting skills. Dark Moon from Port Moresby Darts Association, runners-up in the last COC tournament, are back to avenge their defeat.
Having fallen short to the Port Moresby Darts Association rival Tioli in 2023 COC, Dark Moon are back for revenge. Dark Moon team captain Andrew Bone said they have so far participated in 3 COCs. The skipper said they have learned from those experiences and are hoping for a good outcome in this week's tournament. While he is confident they are in for a big tournament, Dark Moon's captain didn't write off others, indicating it's a big event and anyone can win the championship title.
Our preparation so far so good. I think we managed to reel in players. We tried our best to put our best team forward. But I'm COC, and we expect nothing but best from every other association. So hope this time we do it one better. But it's up on our players.
Dark Moon is amongst other teams giving a crack at the title. The reigning champions, Tioli, on the other hand, vowed to retain their championship title. A few newcomers in the championship vowed faith in their teams that they could cause an upset and take the cup home. Calamix Darts Club, representing Hego Darts Association from Buka, Autonomous Region of Bougainville, is confident they can compete against the best sides.
Team lo mi play mo kloron second lo competition lo mi play. But mi play kam fe formal sem one play team 2 lo kam tram rausim disla champion of champion tournament lo karem go back lo Bougainville. As captain lo team Calamix, bring it on. Mi play ready. Mi play ready lo whatever strong play team lo Moresby or one province come, bring it on.
Mooney Heights, a darts club from Kila Port Moresby, is also aiming to win its inaugural championship, having assembled both rookie and experienced hands in the team.
Yeah, for some of us, our players, senior players, I think they participated in the past, but for most of us, yeah, first time to come in this competition and to experience this competition, to take part in. We are also here to give our very best as Team Muni.
The COC Darts Tournament is hosted by the NCD Darts Association. The tournament will conclude on Saturday, July 5th, 2025 with the grand final. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
That ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Regional forecast. Southern. Port Moresby partly cloudy with possible showers, drizzles. Alotau partly cloudy with occasional evening showers, rain and possible thunderstorms. Momase, late becoming cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms in the evening. Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy with periods of heavy rain showers and thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo and Rabaul, cloudy afternoon with evening rain and possible thunderstorm. Highlands, Goroka, Bans and Kundiawa, partly cloudy afternoon with few showers, rain drizzles and possible thunderstorms. Coral Sea, seas light to moderate with patches rough over the southwest sector with east to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Solomon Sea, seas smooth with northeast to southeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas smooth to slight with northeast to easterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate with east to northeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. And coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border, to Daro to Kiwai to Yule Island to Port Moresby to Hood Point to Samarai Island, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along strong warning areas. Waters north of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchefin, sea 0.5 to 1.3 meters, and waters of West New Britain, sea 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that ends TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by